Hi everybody, this is Scott Weidenkivowitz, and being that I wrote an ebook on long exposure photography, I'm getting a lot of questions about the new filters, or filter kits rather, the hardware to hold filters coming out from Formatt Hitech and Wine Country Camera. So I thought I would address my take on it, and hopefully that helps you determine what is best for you. Now, I'll go over what I use and the new options real quick, just so you can see. I am using the 100mm aluminum holder from Formatt Hitech. Basically, there's a ring that you screw onto the front of your lens, and you can get that ring in pretty much any size. Here's exactly how it looks. Here's the adapter ring, goes on the front of your lens, and then the mount attaches to that ring, and they have wide angle versions and standard versions. And then you can actually also attach a polarizer screw-on ring, and then you can actually attach a 105mm polarizer in front. And you can hold, if you do the polarizer, you can hold two filters, two slot-in filters, neutral densities behind the polarizer, because you always want the you want the NDs behind the polarizer, not in front. But the new designs, you'll see they're quite different. They're taking a different view on it, but it is what it is. Okay, so this is what I use, right? And this is aluminum, and it's made extremely well. It's by Formatt Hitech. It's by the same company making one of these new products. And I think they're making these new products because they're trying to address some of the concerns people have with light leaks, but you can not have light leaks with this kit. I don't have light leaks. So that concern that people have with the new ones, you shouldn't have the concern, because you can get rid of light leaks with just a standard kit like this. And then the other concern is that you can also block potential light leak from the filters by adding new attachments. And again, you'll see what I mean by that. But yeah, so this is what I use, right? It's not terribly expensive. You'd have to convert that to US dollars, but you get the idea. It's not very expensive, and then you can get whatever rings you want for any of your lenses, okay? Any lenses. Now, here's the new Firecrest holder, and you can see that it is a little simpler. Let me go back up and see. Oh, come on. Refresh and show me the picture. All right, that's doing the video. All right, so I'll try to explain how this works. Basically, you've got the polarizer in the back, closest to your lens, and that's actually mounted inside of this whole frame. So your polarizer is in there, right? And you can turn it on its own, just like you can on the filter system that I use. But your NDs also just slide right in. Everything's sort of just built into this one system. It can hold two ND filters and then the polarizer behind. And it's a smaller polarizer. It's not 105. I think it's an 82. It's an 82mm circular polarizer, and that also means it's an 82 mount. So it's meant actually to go onto an 82mm filter thread, but it comes with step downs to 67, to 72, and to 77. So this is great if you have a lens that's 77mm or 72 or 67, but if you have a prime lens that is smaller than that, you now need another step down ring to go even smaller. Okay, so you have the ability to take two neutral density filters, both graduated and solid, and you have the polarizer in the back of that. Oh, and it is not. Sorry, it is not a rotating circular polarizer. It's a regular polarizer, but the adapter itself, the kit, has a polarizer wheel that it can turn the polarizer. So although the filter itself doesn't turn, the wheel turns the filter for you. Okay, so that's very important to know. Now, here are the new attachments that they created. So the attachments here are to block potential light leaks from the edges, because it's on the sides, it's already light sealed. So they're basically giving you these caps you can put on the top and bottom to block any additional light leak that would come from the front. Okay, so this is a great thing. And they have it for to cover all four sides, basically, of a square filter, or what they're calling a feathered, I think is what they're calling it, for the graduated filters. And basically it looks like this. It allows the graduated to slide through it, and then it still seals it off, right? So it's a nice kit. It's all encompassing. And yeah, so it looks great, and it's not terribly expensive either. I think it was like $100 something, $129 of not US, so you'd have to convert that. So it's probably around $130, $150 or so. So it's not terribly expensive compared to the other. Now, and what they're doing right now for the launch is if you buy it, they're giving you a 20% discount on a future purchase from Formatt Hitech. Wine Country Camera is another company. It's a new company. It's the first product they're creating, and it looks quite similar. I mean, it looks different because it's made out of, it has some wood parts and funky dials and stuff, but same principle, okay? So what they do is you've got, again, the ring that goes onto your lens. Sorry, that's my phone. Let me just mute that. So you have the ring that goes onto your lens, then you have the polarizer, again, that you can turn with this funky wheel right here that's made out of wood. Beautiful wood, though, and their kit is supposed to be the lightest on the market. I don't think the weight really matters because they're not heavy anyway, but it is what it is. So adapter ring goes on the front of the lens, and then the polarizer goes in the back, and you can turn it with the wheel. And then you've got, I guess it looks like you can have 3 filters in front total. Hard to tell. Maybe it's 2 filters, but these are grad and this is square. And the cool part is that you actually pop in any filter of that size. So I can pop in my Formatt Hitech filters into these, whatever they're calling it. I forgot what they're calling it. Vaults. So they're calling these vaults. You can slide in your own filters, and they're protected. They're in there. And then you actually push a button. This button right here, you would push, and that would unlock it. You can slide it up and down. So it keeps your filters secure. So it's a beautiful system. But it's quite expensive for, and probably for a reason, because it's got some, beautiful wood and a lot of mechanics in it and things like that. So it's a $300 system, but it doesn't come with everything that you might want. It doesn't come. You have to choose what polarizer you want. You have to choose your adapter. So if I want to say with a polarizer, and I want it a 77, look at the price. It's now a $400 kit. Without a polarizer, it drops down to $300. Right? So that's a lot of money for this kit. And that doesn't come with your filters. It just comes with 1 vault for a standard filter, 1 vault for a graduated filter, and an adapter ring. And that's it. So, oh boy, you're getting a $50 discount by ordering pre-ordering, but that's it. So here's my biggest gripe with these. I love this system. I love the look. I love how it's built. I love the vault because that's also reducing light leaks, or removing light leaks rather, from everything in front of the lens. Here's my issue with these. If you go back to Formatt Hitech and you look at, well, actually you probably have a better view from the Wine Country one. Let's look. You can see here's the adapter ring. What they're doing is they're taking the approach from the original that I'm using, right? Now this Formatt Hitech one, the aluminum holder, is similar to the Lee filter holder, which I used to use. I switched to this one when I switched my filters to the Formatt Hitech filters. And very similar style. So it uses an adapter ring, so you can get as many rings as you want for each of your lens filter sizes, and then it just sort of pops in and it locks in place, right? So that's a nice thing. The Firecrest one is actually goes down to 67 millimeters. So you actually have to get additional step-down rings, which are not the light leak proof, and they're kind of flimsy. They're really thin aluminum. They're not the strongest thing out there, and so I don't trust it. I don't trust step-down rings. I trust quality adapter rings like this. That is a heavy-duty aluminum. It's light, but it is strong, right? So that's what I trust, and I don't trust step-down rings. And the more step-down rings you have to use, the further your filters will be away from your lens. If you're using a wide angle lens, you don't want that. You don't want to be far from your front lens element. You want to be as close as possible because you're going to start seeing vignetting. So, if you're going to be using if you're going to be going for the Formatt Hitech one, the Firecrest 100mm holder, if you're going to be doing that, then I recommend only doing that with longer lenses. Don't do it with wide-angle lenses, okay? And don't do it for any lens that is smaller than a 67mm thread. Use only the original step downs they give you. Don't pick up another step down because you're then dealing with other issues of flimsy step down rings, additional step down rings, potential light leak sources, and of course, issues with wide angle lenses. The Wine Country camera, it doesn't look like it has that problem because it's actually using adapter rings, not step down rings. My biggest issue with this kit, and I love this kit, and I even like the funky wood, you know, it doesn't bother me. It's very pretty. My issue is the price. It is so expensive. If this filter kit was the same price as the Firecrest kit, I'd be picking this one up and switching to it because it is that much nicer. I love the vault system, but it's more expensive. So that's it. You know, Firecrest has the step down ring issue. The Wine Country camera has the price issue. But if you do need a filter system and you don't want to go with either of these approaches and you want a more conventional approach, then just go for the Firecrest, you know, the standard 100mm aluminum holder. It's tried and tested. It works so well and it's flexible. It works with any lens that you want because you can get wide angle adapters. So think about that. So look, wide angle, standard, wide angle, standard. Think about it. And yeah, if you have any questions, in addition, let me know.